All right, what's up, everybody? Welcome to my channel. I have not posted in a while, but I'm gonna be back on my posting a little bit. I've also been posting on TikTok, so go check that out in the bio. Basically, what I'm going to be showing in this video are three trades that I took, one of them being on the S&P 500 and two of them being on the NASDAQ. I actually posted two of the trades in my Discord, which I'll also link down below, so you guys should go and check it out. All right, so this is the first trade out of three that I took, and I'll put in that'll show you from the Discord. I'll put it up somewhere. As I said, I had a trade recap of this in the Discord, but I'm gonna give you a live breakdown, sort of show my thought process for this. So basically, markets opened on, what was it, the 29th. This was a Sunday. I was doing some charting when markets opened just to see where we were at, and basically I saw this setup form and I decided that I would take a trade because like there were too many confluences to just not take the trade. I had supply key level at 3650 sitting on the screen, and then on top of that I had a resistance point for my pivot point indicator that I have sitting here. So I saw price rejecting after hitting the supply. It wasn't able to break through the resistance point, and I'll bring up my 1 minute chart. So I usually don't trade off the 1 minute, but for this trade, I decided to just like make sure that we were getting rejection. It was showing weakness. So after I saw this strong rejection, bearish candle, still pushing down, it really wasn't holding up VWAP that strong as well. I took the trade somewhere around in this area. I had my stop loss entered about here. I had my stop loss sitting above the supply. I'm not exactly sure. I redrew the supply just for the video. I already deleted it, but I'm not sure how high up I had the supply, but it was no more than like an $8 stop. So what about here, $8, and I was targeting down here. And the reason for me targeting this area is that usually during when the market's closed or like after hours pre-market, price tends to range in between this purple pivot point right here. So I was just targeting it, and it provided a 2-to-1, I believe, right? Yeah, what's that? I can't say that. 16. Yeah, so it's exactly a 2-to-1. So I entered right here at about an $8 stop, and I was targeting here. I ended up holding to see if it would break through or if it would bounce off and break through, and it ended up breaking through. So when I saw the next leg down on the 5-minute chart, I decided to just get out here once it seemed like it was exhausted, and I captured about a 1 to 2.5 on this trade. Price ended up pulling back and then pushing all the way down. There was a lot of demand, and there's another key level down here, but I decided like I'll just take my profits and go. It was a Sunday, and it was just like a quick trade that I decided to take. All right, so I'm gonna bring up my next trade that I took on the NASDAQ, and this is one that I also posted in the Discord as well. Okay. All right, so here's the trade that I took on the NASDAQ futures index, whatever you want to call it. I didn't wake up in time to trade this morning. I slept in like way late, and I had class as well, but I completely missed this bounce off the demand, and as you see, price rallied up what, $160 from that area. So that was a pretty big miss on that trade, but I ended up waking up when price was around here. However, I didn't open my charts until about 11:50, right? And basically the justification behind this trade was very similar to the one that I took on the S&P 500 that I just showed you. Price was rejecting this resistance point. It was just breaking out of new highs, and usually when price breaks above new highs, it sells off pretty aggressively right after that. And as I said, 12,500 key level. Price started making new lows on the 5-minute, and when I saw this breakout, it was very aggressive. I was looking for a pullback, and I know I said I don't trade off the 1 minute, but here I am trading off the 1 minute again. So I wasn't really getting that much of a pullback, which was also good because it was just showing that price was really aggressive to the downside. So on the 1 minute chart right here, I got in right here off when it broke out. I saw price a very strong bearish candle breaking out. So I got in right here. I had my stop sitting above this moving average and above the previous pullback of structure on the 1 minute chart. So it was a very tight stop. It was either going to be a quick loss or it could actually end up being profit. And basically I entered right here, as I said, and I was targeting the pivot points again. So usually I don't actually even target pivot points. I just like use them to see market structure. But as I said, when the markets are closed, price tends to revolve around the next day's pivot point. And I saw this pivot point moving. I wasn't confident enough to try and take it short all the way to this resistance, because price did just rally up very strong. And this was trading against the trend here, but I was really just feeling like on like a 15 or 30-minute chart, price would just be pulling back before getting another push potentially. And as you can see, price did. It consolidated here for a while, broke down to demand, but it still ended up getting the push eventually, right? But basically when I took the trade, this pivot point, it moves as price moves for the day, because pivot points like the average of like the high, low, open and close. So price was still moving as this was moving, and the pivot point was sitting about right here when I decided to take the trade. So I put my stop, or I put my take profit right here. I entered my short position. I risked, what was it? I had my stop right about, yeah. So I had my stop right about here, $12 in risk, $36 in reward. Basically that's a 1 to 3 very quick scalp. I hit my take profit in about 5-ish minutes, 6-ish minutes, and I also have the profits posted from that in my Discord. Very textbook trade. This was honestly a pretty easy call, and like the fact that I woke up and just was able to call that out was pretty nice. I also posted the video on my TikTok of my justification for the trade, why I took it. But like on here, I just wanted to go a little bit more in depth about why I ended up taking that trade. And then now for my last trade that I took. All right, so this was the trade that I took just this Friday. This was a really annoying trade, not gonna lie. Price barely missed my take profit, but I'll get into it. I wasn't up in the morning as I had class again. I missed this move to the upside, which sort of sucks, but price wasn't really strong above the 12,500 level. But keep in mind, I don't just watch the NASDAQ. I watch other stocks movements on my other screens. I watch the Dow Jones, I watch S&P 500, and they were both showing strength, even though this was failing to stay above. So when I opened my charts and I saw price pulling back here, I decided that it's not going to break through anytime soon, that we're probably going to see a strong enough push. So I put a limit order. Let me go into my 1 minute. Let's see. Where was it? Right here. So I put a 1 minute, off my 1 minute chart, I put a limit order in. All right, so I had my limit order right here. Price touched it, I got filled, pushed back up a little bit. I was getting in aggressively just because I just wanted to make sure that I got filled before it got hit 12,500 key level right here, which is also a support and resistance. Price came into profit. I had slight drawdown. It started pushing up into profit. I was pretty confident in the trade. However, after that, it actually ended up breaking below the 12,500 level, but I actually had my stop. As I said, I entered right here. I had my stop sitting below this pivot point, just because I said, like, you have the 200 SMA on the 5 minute chart, you have VWAP, you have a key level, and you have this pivot point right here. And after all those layers and layers of support, I'm like, okay, price should not come below this level. And basically it didn't. So I took this trade and I decided to just stay in it even though price broke through, because if you look down here on the RSI, oh shoot. If you look down here on the RSI, even though price was making a lower low, the RSI was really showing weakness, and it was starting to diverge a little bit. So I felt confident to just stay in the trade. As I said, I'm taking 1% risk on my account. I'm practicing good risk management. So it wasn't something that I'm really worried about. After that, price came up and pushed into the zone. I was really close to profit. So as I said, my stop was down here, about a $13 stop, and I had about a 26. I was targeting about this level, and you'll see why I was really pissed off about this trade. I entered here. I had a really nice stop. It was about a 1 to 3 basically that I was targeting, and my stop loss, or not, I keep saying stop loss. My take profit was right here. Let me see if I get a straighter line. There we go, right there. That was my take profit. This is where price hit after it bounced off here. Barely missed my take profit by what, $1 or $2, which really pissed me off. I was about to close a trade, but if you look at the 1 minute, it only wicked there for a second. So if I wanted to get anywhere near that same area, it just wasn't going to happen. And price just aggressively sold off. And I was like, okay, I've got diamond hands. I'm gonna hold over the weekend. I paid a fat $50, $60 in swaps to hold over the weekend. And then price opened up just what, 4 hours ago. Price opened up and it gapped up a little bit and just rocketed through my take profit, which was great. But at the same time, it was sort of annoying because I still had my take profit sitting here. So even though price launched up here, I was up about a 1 to 6 when price came up here, and I was waiting for it to fill because it was just like loading, because the market just opened, so it's just updating. And basically I ended up getting filled here, so I got the 1 to 2 or 1 to 3 basically. But it's like I really could have captured a 1 to 6 if I manually closed the trades, or if I just didn't have my take profit still sitting here. But that's of course hindsight. Price could have also just gone the opposite way, so I'll be happy with what I got. So there's the 3 trades that I took. None of them were really heavy into the strategy that I use to trade most of the time, but it's like these types of setups where you have so much support or so much resistance, you sort of know that there's going to be a small bounce. So I went into these smaller time frames and just decided to get quick moves in price, and I was in and out within a couple hours. Apart from this trade that ended up lasting about 2 days. I had to hold it over the weekend, so a few days. But trading really is just about sticking to your plan and having good risk management on all these trades. Even though I didn't exactly follow, like usually I don't trade against the trend. Usually I want to take price. I usually don't put a limit order on a key level. I only put limit orders on supply or demand if it's on an uptrend. It's going against my strategy a little bit. When you have a little bit greater knowledge when you're trading, you can sort of go against your strategy a little bit when it's like probabilities are in your favor here. Like when you have that much resistance or that much support sitting at an area, you're basically able to just go and take those trades with confidence that you'll at least be able to capture 1 to 2, 1 to 3 off that area. All right, so I'm gonna cut off the video here. Make sure to like and comment and ask me questions. I need ideas for videos, really. I want to start posting on here and being a little bit more active. And make sure you join the Discord. I just started about a week ago, and we already have about 100+ members in the Discord chat. I'm really trying to grow it. I'll be giving out a few free signals in there as well. I have a whole list of trading education. But as far as the education channel, I really put a lot of effort into that. There's a whole book section as well, which is really in depth about a lot of the books that I've read. And then on top of that, books that you should read that are also on my book list to read next that can help your trading, finance, investing, any of that stuff. And then go follow my TikTok, bro. My followers been running up a lot recently. I need more followers, more engagement. I'm going to keep posting on there. Trading stuff. A lot of the recaps that you'll see on my YouTube videos, you'll see it on there first in just like quick 1 minute videos. So go check it out.